Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, of course, which is Mansell Media Corner. And of course, recently I picked up some stuff to do with media. So without further ado, what did I pick up? In terms of magazines, I picked up, and the first shout out goes to my good friend Tony over the Retro Movie Zone. Give this guy a sub. He's amazing. He likes his retro stuff, etc. magazines. So yeah, on the front covers 100 years of Marilyn Monroe. Of course, you've got the late great Sid James and Robin Williams, and an article about Fred Astaire. There he is, the late great Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam. And of course, the iconic Mrs. Doubtfire. And yeah, there's an article about From Here to Eternity. And if you like your jazz music, I've got an article about 4 composers of the period of jazz: Count Basie, Glenn Miller, who famously Jimmy Stewart betrayed in the Glenn Miller story, got Duke Ellington, and Benny Goodman, who worked alongside Frank Sinatra, Old Blue Eyes himself. You've got the great Ian McShane in his famous role as Lovejoy. There she is herself, Norma Jean Baker, I think her real name was, who I think was the first celebrity at the time to grace Playboy magazine in the 1950s. And you've got top 5 box office gold. And of course, I think she died in 1962. But I'm not 100% sure. I know she did a film with Clark Gable called The Misfits. Got something about a show I've heard of but I've never seen, called The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. And of course in the UK, this guy in the 70s, 80s and 90s, even a couple of years ago, was big on telly top, the late great Bruce Forsyth. And there he is, Sid James, who will come up in a short, little bit, pardon. Got an article about Alan Ladd. And if so, I definitely remember back in about 1992, which was BBC One, I think, second Bopper Soap Opera, but this one flopped from the beginning. It's El Dorado. And with your retro, I always have like a good thing to do with classic poster. I've never seen this film. I know the classic Kate Bush song, being a bit of a Kate Bush fan, but Wuthering Heights with Sir Laurence Olivier and Sir, I think he was a Sir, but I'm not 100%, but David Niven. And next issue, it comes out on the 27th of this month. You've got an article about the Duke himself. I've only got one film of his. It's one of his last ones in Brannigan, but it's John Wayne. And yeah, you've got something about High Society, which was one of the first Hollywood remakes. If you do not know what it was originally, it was the Philadelphia Story with Jimmy Stewart, Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. You got something about Peter Cushing and as the first big screen Doctor Who. So yeah, that's for yours retro. Where has it got a? Oh, yeah, it costs £4.70, but if you like your retro, and a lot of people do in the film community, who are my subscribers, I highly recommend this. And on Saturday, I picked up the latest Empire. So there's two magazines, by the way. The first one is something called Wild Wood, which is a 16-page bonus magazine talking about the film and the animation. I've never seen Wildwood, but it's the main magazine, and on the front cover you've got Sauron in The Lord of the Rings of Power. And yes, an actor who recently died, I think it was last week or a couple of days ago now. It's the late great Sam Neill, and yes, an icon remembered. And I'm not too sure if this is 88 or Arrow, but it's a bit about Mars attacks. See, there's it. which has just came out on 4K and Blu-ray. See. There is a bit about the late great Sam Neill, of course, iconic images as Damien Thorne in Omen 3, The Omen Pardon, and a film I've heard people say it's very powerful, like psychological horror stroke thriller. It is called Possession from 1981. There's an interview there with Miriam Margolyes. And a couple of reviews. A film, it doesn't appeal to me. I think a lot of the guys in the film community like it. This is Christopher Nolan's latest thing, and it's The Odyssey. It's latest epic, pardon me. And kind of a remake, but in a live action compared to like CGI. And this is Moana with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And a film which has got 50-50, but doesn't appeal to me. It's Supergirl, the latest installment in the DC franchise. So yeah, that's Empire in terms of magazine. But Monday I went to Merry Hill, and I got a book from Waterstones. It is the Marvel Studios character encyclopedia, updated edition, and yeah, it's got that show we don't talk about. Yeah. And what I like about this one not just covers the films from like a film I know Kermit, Alan over Kermit's Ghost hates. Well, it's alright, you know. I'm going to get a lot of negative now, but it's the Eternals. Again, a big shout out to Kermit's Ghost, who's doing his video today, because I think last week he had a holiday, he had a week off. But yeah, but you've got Scarlett Johansson, of course, is Natasha Romanoff, who is the Black Widow. Of course, you got Thor, you got Whiplash, you've got Dr. Jane Foster, who is portrayed by Natalie Portman, and you've got Loki, who's Tom Hiddleston, I think. Of course, you got one of the best British actors of all time. But apparently I was reading something, I've heard, that he wasn't a big fan of this franchise. But it's Anthony Hopkins as Odin. But yeah, if you like your Marvel things, and especially for your film and TV, I know again, I know a lot of the guys in the film community adore Marvel. Again, I highly recommend this. So yeah, it's Marvel Studios Character Encyclopedia, and it is $16.99. So my final pickup, I do love this company, especially remastered of vintage classics. And yeah, I went to HMV last Monday. That was the first stop, by the way, HMV. I was having a look, at the sales section, see what's on offer, and some of the Arrow titles are still on offer, like a couple of pounds off, etc. But I was having a look, and HMV are getting weird, pardon me, in terms of prices. So, on the 2 for 18, I picked up School for Scoundrels. You've got Alistair Sim, Terry Thomas, Ian Carmichael, Dennis Price, John Lemessurier, I think his name was, and the great Hattie Jakes. So yeah, that was from 1960. Yes. Yeah, this one is in black and white. And the film, what was on BBC Two a couple of months ago. This one has got another one of the Carry On cast, and it's got Sidney James, and it's the Titfield Thunderbolt, and this one is in colour as well. And I do really good pristine vintage classics range, really good restoration. And again, I know a lot of the guys in the film community, Blue Roy and Stuart George, are massive fans of the vintage classics range. Again, give them a shout. Give them a subscribe, pardon me. So yeah, that's all my pickups recently, and there will be, and if I get to 200 subscribers, which I am 2 away, I will be doing my Q&A video next Monday. So yeah. So anyhow, don't forget to like, please share and subscribe, and I want to say a massive hello to all my new subscribers. So thank you for watching my channel today. Have a great rest of your Monday, and goodbye, folks. Goodbye.